So not so long ago, Keir Starmer signed a new tariff agreement with Trump on his UK visit. I am still really confused about the whole tariff thing. I've mentioned it over on my other channel that I've stopped selling to the US because of the problems with the US tariffs and the costs. And I've had people commenting to me saying, why have you stopped selling to the US? I'm selling to the US and it's not a problem, nothing's happening. So I don't know whether it just doesn't actually affect people like me. I mean, I am sure there are limits on, like, if you're selling something and it's like the value of the goods is like, I don't know, £30 or something, is that, and it's made by a sole handmade business, is that really going to be a problem? I'm tempted to reinstate my US section and see what happens. I mean, given the cost of everything, I don't know if people are really buying small items from places like the UK to go to the US because costs are high, you know, postage is high. But I'd like to give it another go. So I might have a look at that now. I'm trying to find information on it on the internet, and it's really hard to find a simple answer to a simple question. I'm not too sure what I'm doing wrong. Anyway, so I've been really busy making stuffs. I recently went to a Poundland and near where I am here, and they have a whole bunch of different stocks, so I managed to get some spray paints that I really wanted to get, and they were really expensive on eBay because you're buying them in. So I went there and I got some really good spray cans for £2 each, and I've been doing the marbling effect that I really wanted to have a go at. So there's some bits here I'm showing you now of me doing that, which is really, really good. And I've been enjoying using these new spray colours on various things. So I've done those hearts that you see. I've also done some of the eggs, which there's one there. It's hard to see in this light, this camera doesn't really pick it up, but that's been marbled with the rose gold. I've got a set of 3 of those. I wanted to do loads of those with the eggs because they make really good tree decorations. I've attempted it with a jar so that you can see that. Again, it doesn't really show up very well on the camera. That's had a marbling effect on it, and I'm going to probably decorate over the top of that as well. What else? I've still got some of these shapes, these coasters, and I haven't known what to do with them. They're really hard to decorate because of all the holes. So I have been using the rose gold spray on that. It doesn't look rose gold in this light because, again, the camera's just kind of blasting it out a bit, but it is a rose gold. I have acquired a little box. It's a really nice little box, and it had some expensive makeup in it, and it undoes like that, and it's really sturdy. So I have sprayed that in the rose gold. I'm going to decorate that as well, so that all concertinas together and has a magnet on it. So all these little things that I'm doing, keeping busy, going well. Yeah, so that's really, really good. So I'm going to look at this whole tariff thing and try and work out what to do. I think I've read somewhere that there was an $800 limit. If what you were sending was under $800, you didn't have to pay taxes. But because things have been changing so much constantly this year, since tariffs started to be announced in the US, it's been really hard to keep track of. So I'm going to relook at this now, and if I can reopen my market up to the US, that'll be something. So let's give that a go and see what happens. Okay, so I've done some reading up on this. Everything is just so complicated, isn't it? And I'm sure they design it that way to stop us from taking advantage of the things that we're allowed to do. So I've looked up this, the import limits for UK to US. And at the moment, there is something they call a de minimis limit. So if you're importing less than $800 worth of goods, it's exempt from all sorts of charges, including the tariffs. So that's good. Now, that is apparently going to be scrapped in 2 years. I think it was by June 2027 or something. So at the moment, it's okay. And I've been back in and had a look at my settings. And in fact, some of my settings for shipping were still set up for the US. I don't know what I was doing. Maybe I hadn't taken it down, but I've re-updated my settings so that everything is now available again to the US. I still have it shut down to the EU. That's not a tariff issue. That's to do with compliance for all sorts of making type things. It's a whole different thing. And I've even forgotten the name of it now. It's been so long since I've talked about it. But for the US and surrounding countries and what have you, there is this de minimis, which means that for the amount of goods that I would sell individually, I would never ever sell $800 worth of stuff in one shipment anyway. Most of my things would be below 30 pounds, so it's not going to hit. So if anyone was wondering, my goods are now available to ship out to the US. The problem, of course, with that, and one of the reasons why I stopped worrying about shipping abroad, is the shipment costs. So it is really expensive anyway, regardless of tariffs. You still have to pay for the postage, and postage has climbed a lot. I do use alternative services to Royal Mail, which are considerably cheaper, but you have to shop around. So when I'm looking at trying to post something abroad, I will check out several different companies to see who offers the best price, because it's unfeasibly expensive, really is. And you don't want to be paying the same price in postage as you do for an item, because the postage is so expensive. But that's been on the rise since COVID. That's nothing new. So that's that. I'm back up to selling overseas again for US and like Canada, Australia, New Zealand. We're already there. I don't get sales from these places. The postage is too high, and we're all in this cost of living crisis, so people are trying to cut back. And if you see something you want to buy but the postage is the same or even more expensive than the product, you're going to think twice, and I don't blame people. But as I say, I have reinstated US shipping on all the items, including some items which I had only previously kept for the UK just because of the size of them. I've reopened that up and I've added postage on that, and it's a little bit of trial and error as well, because you never quite know how much things are going to cost. And if I find that the postage I've charged has come in too high because prices are constantly changing, what have you, I always refund the buyer back the difference on the post and packing, because why wouldn't you? So that's that's good news. So that's opened up a little bit of the market, and that will mean that when people, say from the US, are searching on my website, they will see more items now, because it's all now out there. So that's good. I've sorted that out. That's it really, and now just getting on with the making, carrying on, and it's all good. I'm going to be listing some of these items that I'm finishing while I'm down here on the website while I'm here, just to get everything up to speed, because I have a bag of things that are now ready to go. Not everything is ready to go, but some things are now ready to go. There are some things that I've part finished and I'll have to finish when I get home because I need to buy in some materials, and postage is really slow at the moment. So things like on eBay, they're saying, oh, it'll be like a 3-day delivery, and it's taking a week. So I don't think eBay are being very honest about their shipping details. I don't think it's the fault of the sellers, because it's automatic on the system for things like eBay. So I'm going to wait until I get home. I'm going to order things just before I leave here so that they'll arrive just after I get home, and then I'll actually get them, because I don't want them to turn up here when I've just gone home, because then they'll have to be posted on again. So complicated. Anyway, so that's another very, 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 very quick update, just to keep things ticking along, and I will add things as I go. I'm waiting for my dried flowers to fully press and dry before I can use them on some of the things that I'm finishing, like little boxes and things like that. I need to make sure they're fully dry before I start gluing them on. So I'm playing a waiting game with some of the materials that I'm using. Other things are going really well, so yeah, it's all going well.